Well, Ablekuma North is a big deal to some of us because the SAL experience in the past, administration is so fresh on our minds. And I think that back to back, it wouldn't be fair for any constituency to suffer the same kind of fate. So, of course, all this while, some of us have been pushing to know what exactly my party, is doing about this particular situation. And about almost a month ago, we saw I think Parliament summoned the EC to bring them a brief on their position on just to see to it that that situation is sorted out. The deputy EC chair was there and made some...
Bossman
Asare, and he said that they were not going to run or rerun, and that there were only some few issues, three issues, the police stations they needed to do something about. And also the assurance was given that they had all their pink sheets in place. So somehow it was a bit surprising that after some few weeks, the same group of people turned around to now, make that, suggest that we're going to have a rerun. Of course, that's the major reason the NPP have taken this stance. So it is the EC's own inconsistency and the attendant clear way out. Because what they said earlier was that they were looking for security from the police to just get the rest of the thing, the coalition done or completed. So with this mixed approach to what we all think is there's a guideline as to how these things have to run. And once you deviate or shift from that guideline, then you send doubts into people's minds. And then the credibility of the entire process then becomes very difficult for people to really get themselves involved. So I'm not surprised the NPP has taken this stance, but as a political party, I think that you don't always get it right. You sought for an injunction. It's been
dismissed.
Thrown out, dismissed. Doesn't mean that you should just chicken out of the process. Because in the first place, as a party, they are going through their own bouts of issues. And to whip up enthusiasm back into their party, these are platforms that sometimes they can use to test. Losing elections is not new to any one of us, any political party for that matter. So whether you can see defeat facing you or not, does not mean you should chicken out.
The argument they make is with the process and the precedent it sets. They say it sets a dangerous precedent because what will happen then is that in a future election, anyone at all can cause chaos during the transmission of ballot boxes or results to collation centers and expect a rerun if this should go through.
Well, you see, truth be told, have you seen any authentic pink sheets so far from Ablekuma North?
Even the one that was expected to be pasted at the police station.
Okay, so for me, I would even have suggested that we start from zero
And rerun the entire
Rerun the
constituency.
entire constituency. That would have been my suggestion, to
Really?
give the entire process
Some
the credibility that it requires. You understand? That is what I would have suggested, but I don't know how that will mean, what that will mean to their budget, and because it comes with a whole lot of, you know, so cost. You see, so I don't know. I can't just throw that out there and say, and do this or do that. They might have looked in their coffers, looked at the strength and whatever that they have, and this is what they think will cure whatever mischief that the situation has caused. It is their work. They are the mandated authority to deal with situations like this. The NPP thought they could go to court to seek redress. They went and it did not work. That is law. So let our laws prevail. Because
in asking the laws to prevail, there's a court order that says that orders the EC to go ahead and complete the collation.
So they should
and
invoke those court orders. Do you understand? Invoke. These are your rights. So invoke those court orders. Do you get me? So that we test our own legal system and see whether we are consistent. Because one court cannot say A, and then the other court says B, and then expect that, you know, there won't be chaos. Do you understand? There must be a certain synergy, some consistency, and all of that. You understand? So I think that now that the date is set, they should comply with the case. I mean, the rerun. And then if there's any, what do we call it, remedies they can seek from the court, if be it contempt or whatsoever, it can as well be invoked so that the laws will prevail. You understand? But for me, thankfully, we and them, and as NPP, we agree on at a certain podium where we believe that the EC is really not up to its task. You understand? And I mean, thankfully, all of a sudden, the NPP now, this is something we've been harping over and over and over the past few years. You know, but thankfully they've also come, or the chicken has come home to roost. And so they are now singing our kind of song. And we believe that the EC must be up and doing. I mean, we can create chaos if we are not careful. And we've harped on this over and over. So if now there is that consensus, whatever we all can do to purge the system and make it one that all of us, whenever they come up with any issue, we will all agree to whatever it is and allow this IPAC system that also helps for the parties to agree on a certain tangent or trajectory to go. It looks like all of those structures have been crumbled, for which reason we are seeing this kind of chaos. So I think that the EC has its role to play, but my advice is that the NPP, as a political, one strong opposition party at the moment, or the biggest, should not chicken out of this election in this manner.